All right, another random one. We're going to see who shows up. I like this impromptu random crap I've been doing. See if anybody actually pops in here. Nobody here yet, but the link is in the description if you pop in and it's just not showing. Let's see here. I think I'm even earlier than yesterday, so this is an even better test to see who shows up. That's an idea. Let's see who shows up. Somebody's in here. I don't know who it is, but somebody's watching. What's up? Yeah, representing. I'm about to get something going on here. I got double laptops going, so I'm going to try something different. I'm getting ready to do an Instagram post to see if anybody acknowledges that. Doing something different. Hey, somebody else is in here, though. It's not just you, Sith. Let's see. All right. Got a post going. Hey, who else is in here? Nice. Going to point a laptop at the food. No, I'm going to take this in there and I'm going to get a broad view of the kitchen and then I'm going to get dinner ready because the thing that I'm cooking tonight doesn't require that like you sit down and like get it fresh as soon as it's made. And it's a recipe that I made actually, a really awesome recipe. And I figured this would actually be something cool to put on YouTube. And Liz isn't coming home till later because she's going to the gym tonight. So nothing's going to line up like it would normally on a Wednesday anyway. So that's why I was going to surprise you with going live. But I was hoping to have some packs to open. Let's see here. I want to know who else is watching because it shouldn't be counting me as a watcher because I'm not even on YouTube. Not, I'm on Instagram on this other laptop. I should go ahead and tag some more people. I'll put J2 on here. That's what I need to do. Well, actually, does it even let you tag people after you've posted? I don't think it does. Don't think so. Nope. It won't let me tag more people. I tagged a bunch of the core spine ticks people, but I should have tagged J2 and Johnny. I didn't tag them. But I'm not going to get started cooking until I at least get a few more people in here. I would think with how many people I had yesterday and the day before that there would be some people show up. So we'll see what happens. I'd like to get someone on here with me. I know you can't right now, but There is someone else in here. Say hi. Oh, look what we got, Seth. We've got one of those posts. We got one of those. Remember those? I'm sure you were a part of the AIM crew back in the day where people would ask your ASL. Yeah, I'll give it about 15 more minutes. And then about that time, I'll start actually cooking. But hopefully, someone else will jump on. They're gone, man. That's probably not even a real person. Why can't the drunk German person come back? They could like shave their head at the same time I'm cooking, like they were saying they were going to yesterday. So Lewis just liked my Instagram post. Maybe he'll jump on here. I doubt he can go live, but maybe he'll come to the stream since he came yesterday. Azores. Maybe he'll come on. I assume you're still working right now, but you're probably not in a meeting or anything if you're watching this, or a virtual meeting, since I guess real meetings don't work anymore or don't happen anymore. All right, I've been live for 15 minutes, so I am going to transition. Actually, we'll give people a couple more minutes. I have something to show you while you're in person. Well, not in person, but you know what I mean. I'll show you something cool at least. I did pick this up at the LCS, even though I couldn't find any trading cards. I really like this cover of the new Rorschach. I eventually want to read Rorschach's run anyway, but they had one on the shelf, and I was like, hey, that's super cool. So I'll go ahead and get it. That's pretty much all I got at. No, that's not true. I did get one other thing. It is not a standard size comic, so I can't fit it in a standard size sleeve. But this Love is a Battlefield, which is like the DC Valentine's Day book, I guess. But it's giant size, 80 page, and it is almost like some of the trade paperbacks that I get. It's thick, so I wish I could get it in a sleeve though, but it won't fit any of the sleeves that I have. But I'm actually going to read that this weekend. Looks pretty interesting. It's got Harley and Ivy on the front, and Ivy saying, "I told you we should have stayed in this year." Join the Valentine's Day melee. So, yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, it's pretty sucky how there's like no packs of cards anywhere. And I asked around about those Street Fighter cards that Johnny got, and it must have just been total luck that they had a pack like that sitting around in his LCS, because my LCS didn't know anything about them. And then when I went to the RPG store, he said, no, they don't have them, and he doesn't remember any time they ever had them. And he looked them up for me, and he found out it's actually an old series of cards, fairly old. He said fairly old. He didn't tell me when, but I'm going to assume it's probably early to mid 2000s, just on the look of the cards and the last time I can think of seeing anything like that in a store regularly. But just no packs of cards anywhere. Sucks. I would buy them. I wouldn't buy tons, but I would buy a couple Street Fighter packs. I'd get some basketball cards, stuff for you. I would probably get some more Marvel cards at this point, because those Marvel cards I opened yesterday I really liked. I actually went through the sleeved ones, and I think some of the ones that were in the sleeves were even better than the ones in the mystery pack. And I have enough duplicates that I can throw a pack of duplicates into the giveaway I want to do at 1,000. So I'm going to build a really awesome giveaway box, since I'm not really doing any other giveaways between now and then. Since the vast majority of my subs have not been from the comics community, and people are kind of just jumping on, and then I'm getting some other stuff. I guess this RPG thing has picked up a few people. But I'm past 800 now. So for 1,000, I'm going to do something big. I'm going to do a bunch of duplicates that I have. I'm going to do some virgin variants that I have that are from series that I don't collect myself. I'm going to do a couple special things that I have in mind. They're just little trinkets around here that I think people would appreciate. And I'll throw in a pack of Marvel cards out of some of the duplicates that I acquired in that pack. So should be pretty cool. Should be a pretty heavy box, actually, by the time it's done. So probably won't be anything like super crazy. I mean, oh my God, like this is, super rare comic issue or anything like that. But a lot of things that people might like. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Flipping card boxes has become some people's side jobs. That is insane. That is insane. Let me check something here. I wonder why. Was it Sean Miller? I wonder why he hasn't popped on here, because he popped on both for wrestling stream and for this or the BS stream yesterday. I figured he would have been someone that would have jumped on here by now. Wesley just liked my photo. Maybe he'll jump back on. I don't know. I don't know what his routine is. Wish I had something else to open up while I'm waiting to see if anyone jumps in, but I opened all the awesome stuff yesterday. Should just do a series where we're reading trade paperbacks and people just watch us read them and then react live to them. I think there's like worse reaction videos than that out there. Lewis, what is up, man? I figured you would probably pop on since you've been popping into all my streams lately. I know you probably can't go live with me, but if you want to, the link's up in the chat. I'm waiting to see if I can get someone to go live with me that I can interact with while I cook one of my favorite recipes. But I got to start on it fairly soon. I don't have to start on it immediately, but I need to start on it fairly soon. But I'd really like to get someone live first. Oh, we lost one of you. Did I lose Sith or did I lose Lewis? I tagged Nola. I tagged him in the Instagram post. I am going to cook a recipe that I created last year. It's called Steak Mountain Casserole. And it is really awesome. And it's an idea I got in my head just sitting around because I like to cook. I cook quite a bit, actually. I cook almost everything that we eat here at the house, at least. And it's a super cool recipe. I thought it'd be fun to show. One of you keeps popping in and out because it says like up here one viewer, and then it like goes away, or and then it goes like two, and then it goes one. So I never know who's in here. I'm surprised these things don't actually show like who's watching live. Like it actually says like so and so is still in the chat, and like their name disappears if they jump out. I could go get my cat for a minute, and I could pull a Sparks where he's showing Doyle off. Go do that. He's like right over here too, so he should come right to me. Come on, Borscht. Come here. He's a big kitty, though. He's not like Doyle. He's a big kitty. What you doing, huh? You want to get down already? Yeah. He's big, tall kitty. Working away. Yeah, he's tall. He's the tallest cat I've ever had. Like, I mean, seriously, his legs are like that long. Like, for real. Like, he's I wish I could get him stand up here so you could see that. Come on, Porsche. Come back here. Jump up here. Come on. Yeah. Show him how tall you are. Look how tall he is. His arm's like a wiffle ball bat, like the bottom part. Look at him. He's a good boy, though. Maybe if I just hold him in place for a while, it'll bring people in that aren't my subscribers. Like, it'll get people on here that are just like totally random looking at who's live. And there's like, oh, look, there's a cat, and he's big. Porsche is big. He's not really fat. He's just big. He's tall. All right. We're at 28 minutes. At the 30-minute mark, I'm going to go start cooking regardless, and then I'll just have to keep checking back at the chat to see who is still there. And I guess people will have to watch the rewind if they actually care about the recipe. So. But yeah, I'm always home at this time of day if I don't go to the gym. And I was actually going to go to the gym today, but it started blizzarding here again. We're getting 2 to 3 inches out there right now. So I don't like to go in and out of the gym when it's doing that. I don't mind going to the gym in bad weather. I just don't like going in and out of it whenever it's coming down. If there's already snow and ice everywhere, I'll still go out to go to the gym, but not while it's coming down. $29-minute mark. That's way longer than I thought it would be before people jump on based on the last 2 days. Although, to be fair, the last 2 days were later on, and I get it. People are working like you are, Sith, or even working where they can't come at all. But I was amazed how many. What time did I go live yesterday? I don't even know what time I went live. Did I go live at like 5 o'clock or something? I think so. That might have been why more people came on. But almost the 30-minute mark. And that's 30 minutes. All right, come with me, guys. Come with me to the kitchen. Let's see. Try to get a good view here. That's a decent view, probably. Maybe more like that. Let me see, because I'm going to be doing some stuff over here. I think the lighting's pretty good. I wish this was a little bigger. I think I saw you around 5:30. Yeah, I know it was at 5. I just didn't know if I went on right before then or. Okay, let's get some better lights up here. Maybe this one. The lighting's pretty good on the camera, actually. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. Okay, maybe this one should be on too. Ooh, that's even better. How's it look? Is this a decent enough view? That's the main thing. There is a glass top right here that I'm going to be using. Okay. In my pantry. I think that's pretty good, actually, like that. Okay. So, first things first, I'm going to take a deep dish pan like this. Should probably bump it up still. Deep dish pan like that. Like this. And the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 3 or 4 baby potatoes, depending on just about how big they are. These are on the bigger side, so I'm probably going to do just 3 of them. Yep. Yeah, I'm just going to do 3. That's enormous. Usually I get baby potatoes. I think I just grabbed the bag of regular size baked. So anyway, this is called steak mountain casserole. Okay. So just watch the light behind you. Okay. Is that too much? I can turn that off. Let me know. Is it better with or without it? Is it better if I go like that or off? Natural light can work. I mean, I just have to look a little here. Let me know what you think. Cooking with root beer. You know, I've never cooked with root beer. I've cooked with Dr. Pepper before. And I have a cooking with Coke book, actually. Actually, Sith, you'll like that. Let me show you that while I'm waiting for Lewis's response on my lighting. Check this out, man. It's a cookbook recipe shaped like a recipe for things to make with Coke shaped like a Coke can. I just keep it up here on my fridge. And I would think that pretty much anything would substitute. Like you can do Dr. Pepper and everything. I've done Dr. Pepper, what do you call it? Pulled pork. I've done that. I've done a couple other things, Dr. Pepper, but I can't think of what all I've done. Lewis, are you still with us? He jumped up here and went around the cooktop. That is hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I can do it like this with the light. It does seem kind of dark back there, but I think unless that's too much. Sith, you got any comment on that? Is that light too bright for you guys? Let me know while I'm getting some of my utensils out. Where's the freaking peeler? Oh, I think you can get it up. No? Looks fine? Okay. Maybe with lights better. This is fine too. Just only okay. I can't. Oh, there it is. These are awesome. If you don't already use them, you should be. So I'm going to rinse these potatoes. Get these tongs out for in a little bit. All right. Porsche. He's like getting up on there. That's funny. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, you guys probably won't be able to see it, but I'll show you the finished product, is I'm going to skin all these potatoes. Actually, you know what? This is actually something that you don't have to skin for this. You want to get the cores out, but I forgot that the last time I did this, I did it with the peel still on. And it actually came out really good. So yeah, I'm gonna grind out these bad parts, and then I'm just gonna let me get this really bad part off this one. Yeah, like these pieces. I'm gonna get those off. But I'm not gonna actually peel it. I do that for a lot of other things, but not for this. I think when I first made this recipe, I actually peeled it, and then I started the last couple times. I think I peeled it. Look at him. That's funny how he's getting all up on here now. He's pushing buttons. Yeah. Let's see. Get all these grindy, nasty parts out. I'm guessing Lady Sith Lordly's working too. I don't know how much she cooks, but maybe she wants to learn or learn this recipe. Liz is not a cooker. Liz is a baker. Liz likes to bake a lot of stuff, and she's way better at that kind of stuff than I am. Like, I'm not good at all, but I'm a better cook than her, just because I like to experiment with different things. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the really nasty pieces. What about you guys? You guys cook much? Sith, I think you told me you do some things, but maybe Lady Sith Lordly does more. Lewis, what about you? Lady Sith bakes, and I don't see women are really good at baking, even if they're not that great at cooks. Like, and I'm not even like dissing on Liz at all. She's never been a cooking person, you know. And I like to experiment, so I'm pretty decent at it. But yeah, women are really good at baking. I don't know why that is. I mean, it's just predisposition, I guess, to doing it. All right, paring knife. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all of these potatoes in half to start. See, cutting that. Yeah, I can cook a bit. Hell yeah, man. Men can cook, man. There's nothing wrong with men cooking. There's nothing wrong with men baking. But if that's your thing, I mean, well, I'll tell you what I really like, man. Cast iron is the shit. I may or may not make the bacon I'm about to cook in this in a minute. I don't know. I haven't decided. Usually for this recipe, I don't bust out the cast iron because the bacon is such a minor portion of this meal. But if I'm feeling froggy, then I'll do that. Okay. So now I'm going to cut all these halves into fourths. Get all of them out. Cut all the halves into fourths. And then I'm going to cut all the fourths into eighths. Shit. Okay. So they're down to eighths now. And then from there, you just start dicing them. You want them to be like rigid. And you don't want them super small, but you don't want huge chunks. So you start cutting, getting them to all different shapes and sizes. This part takes a minute. This is probably the longest prep part, honestly. This part takes a while just because you got to cut so much. I don't know if anybody's trying to keep an eye on the chat. That's why I was hoping somebody would be able to go live with me and they could monitor the chat a little better. It's kind of like DMing. You can't really monitor the chat as well. Here we go. See, usually when I'm doing this, I've got either music on or a podcast or something like that. But I figure why not do it the reverse today and me be the one that's like podcasting. I hope Phil jumps on. Phil was in the chat for a while yesterday, and he actually came on the wrestling one too a little bit. I believe so. I don't know if he can, but it'd be awesome to have Phil in here. doing this. I don't know if Phil cooks. Okay. Yeah, these are big potatoes, man. I'm used to using the baby ones. I think I just grabbed a bag of full-size ones for a change. I do like 90% of my shopping at Aldi now. I used to shop every now and again there, but I've come to really like the place. And I don't think there's a single thing there that isn't a better deal than everywhere else. There might be a few items you can't get there, but I just, I do maybe 10% of my shopping at Dollar Tree or run somewhere else that just has what I'm looking for, like Walmart or whatever. But no, I'm really all about Aldi. I like the cooking show idea, man. Comics cool out. Yeah, I mean, I just want to try something different. And I'm home during this time all the time. Like, if I'm not at the gym or doing some kind of project I'm working on, Monday through Friday, I'm here. I'm either cleaning up in the house or playing with the cat or reading a book, reading a comic, or cooking. But a lot of times I cook later in the day, so the food's ready for when my wife gets home. But this is a meal that you don't have to have. You don't have to serve the moment you get done. That's one thing I don't like about cooking is a lot of meals, they're ones you have to serve as soon as it's done, right? And I don't like that, especially if we're trying to time it. I'm pretty good at timing it for when Liz gets home, but sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes I get done too early. Sometimes I get done too late, and so she goes ahead and takes a shower when she gets in. But these are just about chopped up. I do like the idea of the cooking show, though. Spell check is a muff. Dude, I hate I hate autocorrect and stuff like that. They got to make it better by now. I mean, it's been around for a while. I think these are just about chopped how I need them to be. I might find a few more big ones in here, and then I'll show you guys about the size you want to make this. Couple more big ones I gotta find. Yeah, but I forgot. This is actually better with the peels. I forgot about that. There's still a few more big ones here. Well, I kept 2 viewers. Maybe people will come on about the time I get the good shit going. Because this is the larger prep one. I would love to get someone live on here if they can do it. Wouldn't it be crazy if I started getting housewomen, like housewives and stay-at-home dads? Wouldn't that be awesome if I got housewives and stay-at-home dads to just start tuning in? They're it became a big deal. And they got super chat going, and they're dropping $10 and $20 every freaking 3 minutes to make me to watch me do this. Couple more. There's some big ones in there hiding out. I think that's Yeah, I'm not used to using this big one. It works. This is a very filling meal. I mean, it's awesome. Leftovers from this thing is really awesome. Yeah. So I guess the way you could cheat this thing is you could pre-dice your potatoes or get one of them big potato. I don't use that crap, man. I mean, I guess that would make it easier, but maybe I'll upgrade. Who knows? I'm fine. Like I said, I'm usually listening to music anyway when I cook. Okay. I think this is good. I hear my cat in the litter box. I was like, what the hell was that? All right. So this is pretty good. You want them to be diced up about like this. All right. Take a look at that. See? And you want them spread out. Now, the only thing that would make this better is because these are such big pieces, it would have been better if I'd sprayed the pan first. But I'm going to still get the oil in there. I'm just going to have to finagle it a little bit. So what I like to do is I like to use this coconut cooking spray. It is super awesome, and it's $1 a can at the Dollar Tree. I go in and I buy, I think I have 6 cans. Yeah. Counting this one, 6 cans. This one's almost empty. But I use this shit for a lot of stuff. You can't use this on cast iron. I need to find a snack to strings my it's going to make you really hungry in a minute when you see what this looks like. You can't use this on cast iron because the type of oil will break it down in a bad way. So for cast iron, I use extra virgin. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these over and try to get the bottom of the pan as much as possible. Kind of sift around. Obviously, you should have washed your hands before you started all this. I guess I did. I was messing around with the computer, but I did wash up right before. Thought someone else jumped on. No. So yeah, so you want to get the bottom of it. This is a very oily meal, but it's oily in a good way. Not like the super bad for you way. All right. So anyway, save that for just a few minutes. Go ahead and get my towel here. So get that good and oiled up like that. Season. I use pink Himalayan sea salt. So you want to go ahead and get that. And then just some ground black pepper. Then we're going to use this a few times during this. This is Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. You can use whatever you want, but I really recommend you get something that's got a butter flavor. The reason being is, good, I still have some butter. For some reason, for a second there, I was thinking I was out of butter. The reason being is this will complement the butter that you're going to melt into this meal. And this is an awesome seasoning, great for steaks. The other one that I use, actually I use this one more, is Kinder's Mild Barbecue Dry Rub. I go through like a shaker of this like every 2 or 3 months. This is more like every 4 or 5 months I go through one. But this is an excellent brand. And this company actually has restaurants too. I think in Texas and Arizona. I'd like to go try it. So you're going to use it. Don't use it heavily though, not on the first part. So you're going to add to the salt and the pepper that you just put on, just a little bit there. And then now I'm going to use this to kind of divide everything up in here. Flip it over so you can get the seasoned potato bites on the bottom. That. This is all just the base layer, guys. Like this thing rocks. I can't believe I even came up with this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little more salt since I flipped everything. And just a little more pepper. I'll show you what it looks like before we go throw it in, go to the next step. So there you go. You got diced, oiled, salted, and peppered potatoes. You're going to put them in your oven. I don't have a full oven. I have a glass top over here, and then I've got a convection oven. You're going to put that on the middle rack. Set it to 450. And you're going to set it to bake And you're going to go ahead and set it to 30 minutes while you're doing the rest of the stuff. So I still got both of you guys here. That's cool. I was hoping somebody else would come in. Maybe they will when it hits 5. It's about to hit 5. So while that's going there, then you move on to the next step. Also from Aldi are these Black Angus steaks. Now, sometimes when I do this, I end up with a whole extra steak. I don't think I will with this because these are smaller, but you can just keep that off to the side or you can go ahead and add it in. I'm probably going to go ahead and add it in. So I've got a George Foreman grill over here I'm going to use. Go ahead and cut this off. Damn, homie. Yeah, I got to get cooking food too. That's what. Yeah, dude. When this is over, hopefully you'll watch the replay and cook it yourself. It's actually quite simple. It's simple but complex. Like there's a lot to it, but once you've made it a time or two, it's you just do it by heart. I've got it written down just in case, but I doubt I'll ever look at the written version. I'll probably just pass it on to someone. Yeah, so with these steaks, I'm going to go ahead and put them on the grill. I think I can get all 3 of these on there. Usually I can't fit 3 on there, but these are smaller ones. So let me wipe up some of this blood. Actually, I'm going to keep this over here because I'm going to use this to sit that pan on when that pan comes out. And I might have to wipe the counter a few more times. Okay, so now, steaks. All right. I tend not to salt meat unless I'm cooking meat as a main course of something. But I'm gonna get both sides of the steaks with this. Same stuff I used on the potatoes. Just get a layer, get a layer, get a layer. Then, not gonna go too crazy. This is just to cover the seasonings. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip them now, even though they haven't started cooking yet. Flip them now, and I'm going to add a layer, add a layer, add a layer, and I'm going to hit them again. Close the Foreman, and fire it up. Okay. Again, spray cooking oil, Kinder's, Buttery Steakhouse, and I use some sea salt and some coarse black pepper ground up just for light flavoring. Okay, so these are all going now. Now, while these are going, I am going to get the next component, which is bacon. Now, I've just got a few slices left of this bacon here. I don't know. Do I want to use the cast iron? I don't think I'm going to use the cast iron today. I think I'm going to grab a Teflon skillet just because I'm not doing a lot. Usually I only bust out the cast iron when I'm doing, eggs and bacon. If I do this show again, I have a freaking killer cast iron recipe for a bacon egg grilled cheese sandwich. The only utensil you use is a spatula and cast iron. That's it. Everything else is all food product. Yo, what's up, Sean? Man, what's happening? Thanks for popping in, man. I was hoping you'd come. If you want to pop on here with me, I'm doing this cooking thing right now. I've been going about 20 minutes on it, and I've got some stuff prepping. If you're interested, you can jump on here with me, and we can chat, and maybe you could help me keep an eye on the text chat. If not, it's cool. No hard feelings. But if you want to, I can pop on here, and that way I can talk to you over my shoulder and not have to keep going back to the camera. Sitting in the parking lot PetSmart. Okay, well, I guess that probably won't work out then. But thanks for tuning in. Bacon. Show you what I'm going to do with this bacon. All right. Let me clean these up because these are like multi-purpose scissors, man. You can cut stuff with them and you can also cut food product with them. But I recommend cleaning them first, even if you know they're clean, just because you don't want your food getting some kind of bacterial infection. I need another towel out here. Actually, I shouldn't even. No, I don't need a whole towel. I just need a paper towel. Pup is in the vet point. Oh, okay. Right on. Too bad you weren't here a minute ago. My cat was walking around up here. He was interested in what the hell I was doing. He's like, you don't usually talk into the camera in here. Well, I got 3 viewers. How about that, man? I'm well on my way to a full-blown Emeril Lagasse-style cooking show. Let me check on these steaks real quick. They're coming along just fine. So now I'm going to take the bacon. Check this out. So I'm going to take this bacon, and I'm going to cut it into little pieces. Almost bacon bit size, not quite that small. I'll show you when I'm done cutting. This is a little tedious too, not as long as the potato dicing. I need Phil's camera right now where he can look down. You guys can see me dice potatoes. You guys can see me cut bacon. Now, for those of you who know about cross-contamination, you want to clean these things right after doing the bacon because I'm going to also use them to cut into the steak because those steaks are going to be turned into, what do you call it? Like fajita, like shredded fajita. Not really shredded, but like, you know how like the strip steak that goes on fajitas? I'm going to make that basically for this recipe. Almost got the bacon here, and then I got to go check on them steaks. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see Porsche jump up there? He does that, but he's never done that while I've been in the room. I usually come in the room and he's already up there. Dude, is that a clip? Did I just have a cat jump up there live on YouTube and that can be clipped? That's freaking awesome, man. What are you doing up there, man? Porsche. You gonna come all the way over here? First cooking show. Yeah. Man, we got wrestling shows. We got comic shows. We got card shows. We got cooking shows. We got missing 411 shows that we're going to do. That's going to be ridiculous. Okay, these are about done. So I'm going to, before I get too carried away on this bacon, I'm going to check these steaks. I'm going to go ahead and flip them once because they're getting there. Okay. All right. Porsche, he's up here. Good boy. All right. So I got to spread out these little bacon pieces. They're almost like bacon flakes. They're not really strips, and they're not really bacon bits. But they are tabletop RPG. Yeah, thanks, man. Dude, that's my fucking show, and I forgot about it when I was rattling those off. I'm too busy trying to promote spine ticks and PSA tendencies. This meal is brought to you by Spine Ticks. Okay, hang on a second. Almost got these ready. Okay. Here's what I did to the bacon. Remember, it was like 4 or 5 slices? I just cut all the way across and then peeled the individual pieces apart. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these guys over here, and I'm going to turn the heat up on high while I'm checking on the steaks. Steaks are looking good, man. Steaks are looking good. Go ahead and put this one on the back because it's getting a little bit off from the others. And I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it and let it just cook on its normal. All right, where'd this thing go? I'm gonna clean these scissors real quick. Try to promote your. Yeah, dude, we appreciate it, man. You're a soldier, man. Like, you've been a soldier in this whole thing. Okay, so we got that. So this thing was needed a little bit of cleaning because it was used lightly the other day, but not enough to, like, necessitate a dishwasher trip. So I'm just kind of cleaning, like, any excess stuff out. All I'm going to be using this lid for is to cover this bacon. Oh, almost slipped it. Fell. To cover the bacon, so the steam helps cook the bacon. And I'll actually show you guys that. Porsche, he went down. So there we go. We got bacon on here, steam. Got it on high for a little bit. You can go as crispy as you like. I don't like super crispy bacon. I like more chewy bacon. But Liz likes it crispier, so I tend to go a little crispier for her. But this is a very small component of this recipe. Wait until you see the kind of streams Root Beer does for his Patreon fans. What the fuck are you talking about? Is Lewis still with us? I see we lost one viewer. I'm assuming that was Lewis had to drop out, which is all good. Check on these steaks. All right, steaks are good. Check on the potatoes. Potatoes are good. All right. Get this bacon going really good. Okay. Tongs. Oh, you are still here. We probably lost Sean since he's with the vet. I don't have the overhead thing on right now because I didn't want it to drown out the sound too much. But I'm not really cooking with anything that's going to smoke, so I'm not worried about that. It's just steam coming off the bacon a little bit, and I'm going to turn it off in a minute anyway. I'm here, but going to have to bounce in a few. Dude, no matter what, promise me you'll at least check back in or check the replay to watch the final product. Like, to at least see, like, the last minute or two. Because I'm going to eat some of this, too, by the way. I'm going to do that. So we're at 5 o'clock. We're 2 hours out from PSA. All right. So I got to let that go for a minute. I'm going to grab a drink. I don't even know what I have in here right now. Summit Cola, I guess. Drop that heat back a little bit. Starting to steam like crazy. Who we got? All right. I'm telling you, you guys are going to love this. This is a hell of a meal. This is like straight up man food right here, too, man. Like, wait till you see what it looks like when it's done. All right. It's supposed to tick louder. I guess it's just that steam blocking it out. Okay. The bacon is well on its way. Flip these around a little bit. I feel like Spark's going to jump in sometime. Maybe barbecue with y'all sometime. Dude, I hope we can get together sometime, man. I think it would be really badass if in like 6 months or a year COVID shit's behind us. We're all a little fatter with our wallets that we can do our own convention or something. Wouldn't that be awesome? Even if it was just 100 of us, right? Or 70 of us, something like that. Just do our own convention. You know, it could be in LA. It could be over here in Indianapolis. We could do it in Orlando, wherever, you know. But we just rent out a convention hall and we get everybody together with the shit and we all just hang out. That'd be cool. All right. So, these are getting close to done. Let them go a little bit more there. Now, get another drink here. I have some barbecue meals I can make too. A PSA Tennessee's pregame show. That is correct. It'd be great if in the hour leading up to it, we got a lot more people. Like yesterday or the day before. The last 2 days, that's why I'm kind of doing this, because last 2 days I got way more people than I thought. The community is super awesome. Yesterday we had upwards of, 14 people, I think, at one point. 7 people at any given time. And over 50 people, I think over 60 people have now watched the replay. All right. Turn the heat off on this bacon. I'm going to let it sit there and finish itself out. Take a look at these steaks. They could go another minute or so. So I'm going to go ahead and fire them back up. Just a minute, though. I think I'm done with this knife, though. Nope, no, I'm not done with this knife. I'm going to clean it real quick. At least get this residue off. Oh. We are good with that. And back. Awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming back. I'm going to strain off. I keep pickle jars around to strain off grease. Sorry, I'm not interacting during this. It's kind of a delicate process. You don't want to lose your bacon in the grease. Okay, just about got it. I bet Sparks will jump on here. He's been a super supportive guy. He'll probably be here in a minute. Okay, get that grease out of here. Vet called, need to get her on some antibiotics. That sucks, man. But at least antibiotics, if they're recommending it, then that's probably exactly what they need, and it will probably clear up whatever there is. Okay, these are done. These are done. These are done. Flip them over. Let them go. Okay. Bacon's ready. Now, this is where it gets awesome, guys. Check this out. Here's what I'm going to do. Well, first of all, I'm going to let them things go for a little bit longer. And French-style green beans. All right. You can use whatever green beans you want, but I highly suggest the French style because they get the effect that I want to have with this, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. This is a themed meal, man. Again, if you guys weren't here at the beginning, this is called Steak Mountain Casserole. All right. Strain the canned water off. I'll be back when I get home. Have to get in. Gotcha. Thanks, man. I appreciate your support. Good luck with the dog. Okay. Butter time. You want to typically use, depending on the size serving you're making of this, 1/2 stick of butter. I use Land O'Lakes. And this one's going to be a little bit bigger than normal. So I got a 1/2 stick here that I'm going to go ahead and throw in. But typically that'll do the trick. Oven mitt. Get the potatoes out as they are so far. They've been cooking about 16, 17 minutes. So they're starting to get a little bit browned over and the skins are starting. They're getting nice. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit them on this towel. Keep this nearby here. I'm going to give them one more light spray with this just to top it off. That's it. No more. Then I'm going to take my 1/2 stick butter here. And where did I put my knife? I put my knife over here. So I take my knife and I'm going to make slices, thin slices of butter. Really, really thin. Okay. Like this is almost too thick. Thin slices of butter. And you want to strategically place them around the potatoes before adding anything else in. This is with the this is the 1/4 stick, I guess, because it's a 1/2 of a 1/2 stick of butter. You could use a whole stick, but that might be a little bit too much for this particular meal. Now I'm going to show this to you guys. I'm going to grab the camera, actually. See how I got it? And like the butter's just melting on its own from the steam. By the way, the oven's still going because I want it to still be hot. Okay, get that set back up. Now, I'm going to take my can of green beans, French style, and I'm going to litter it across the top of this. All right? You want it all over the place. Sometimes you could even use more green. You know, actually, there's a lot of potato here. I probably should have had a little more green bean. But I think this will be good. I could always open another can if I felt like I needed more. But no, this is going to be good, actually. This is going to be almost perfect for this. Anybody new pop in? Nope. Still the same guys. I'm assuming it's Lewis while he's still with us. And Sith Lordly. Everybody's just going to get the final. It looks like if a bunch of people start popping on here, they're probably just going to get like the final outcome. Okay. Can is done. Let me rinse my hands real quick. All right. So see? Now it looks like there's a little forest over top of the mountains of potatoes. It's like a mountain range, right? Steak, mountain, potato, casserole. So the potatoes are like a mountain range, and this is a forest going across. Then I'm going to take my bacon, and I'm just going to spread it around. Oh, I lost some. That's all right. There's plenty here. 4 or 5 slices of bacon diced like this is all you need, man. It's just a compliment to this meal. It's not the main thing. It's just something that when you're eating it, you're like, oh man, there's a little bit of bacon in here. And if you're like me, you tend to get some kind of, when are you opening a restaurant? I'm not that damn good. If you're like me, you tend to get maple bacon. So I'm going to kind of bury the bacon a little bit. Let me grab the tongs. That might be easier. Yep. I'm going to kind of bury it in there. Okay. All right. Let me show you what this looks like. See? It's a mountain with forest on it, but it's not a steak mountain yet. So next comes the second layer of butter. There's a third layer of butter too. So you're going to take about half a stick here, half a stick. And you're going to do exactly like we just did a minute ago. Thin slices, just spread around. Not a lot for this layer here. Now, I want to take a little bit more of the Kinders and just give a small layer. Just a little, add some central flavor. Not a lot, because we got plenty in there. That's probably the end of that. And I'll go ahead and add a little salt. Not very much. And I want to add a little black pepper. Not very much. Because the potatoes are very well seasoned and the meat is very well seasoned. This is just to get the bacon and the green beans to be seasoned with it. So are you going to have Lady Sith Lordly watch the rewind on this and have her make this for you? Because this is awesome. I mean, when you see the final product, you'll know what I mean. All right. This one, I think what I want to do, I want to turn the heat off on that for a minute. I think I want to bring you guys closer. Okay. There you go. Check this out now. Now, my scissors are cleaned up. At least they don't have the bacon grease on them anymore. Now, you can do this any way you want, but I tend to do this. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to take my dominant hand of the scissors, and I'm going to hold a steak. And see how I'm going to cut this? Look at this. It would be me making it. Well, go ahead, man. See? There's a little tiny bit of pink there, but that's fine if you like that anyway. But it doesn't matter because it's going to be cooked in the oven longer. So you're just cutting like fajitas, like I said. And see, this is already seasoned and cooked meat. All right? So it can be whatever size or length you want. Pause. Well, since it's going to be you, the one that's making it, it's a good thing you're watching now, isn't it? So I'm going to go ahead and take the first steak that I cut up, and I'm going to start mashing that down a little bit. Not like crazy. I'm not going to smash it. But I want the steak kind of spread out and down in the forest a little bit. Okay. While that butter's starting to melt in, push that down a little bit. And I'll grab another steak. I think I will have a steak left over because this is a lot. This might be the biggest one I've ever made of this, actually, which is kind of ironic because it was less steak than I normally get. But there was so much potatoes, and the steaks were decent size. Let me cut that layer of fat off real quick. I just realized there's big layer of fat on that one. This one I want to cut smaller because I cut the other one bigger. So these are going to be much thinner slices. It's okay to taste it too. Well, you know, the meat's good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I mentioned, but this is round steak. It's definitely the best for cutting up like this. Okay. So, again, I'm going to make sure it's spread out and kind of push down in the little forest here. So there's a variation of this that Liz turns her into. I'm not the biggest on hot sauce, at least not on something like this. But for those of you that like hot sauce, you can take a look. See, it's now starting to look like a steak mountain with a forest there. So the variation that I do on this for her, I usually do whenever I'm done, I let her do it, is what's called steak mountain casserole with a forest fire. And that's basically just adding like Frank's hot sauce or Louisiana sauce to the green beans and everything. And it's like a little forest fire running through the mountain. All right. Now, the last bit here. We're going to cut this butter into thin, but not as thin as we did earlier, slices. And we're going to spread that around. Like that. I think it's good like that. Get rid of this. What's for dessert? I'm not a super big dessert guy. Every now and again, I like a little ice cream and I like cookies. I don't make too many desserts. I mean, I'll eat the ones Liz makes when she does. She does good. Liz is really good about making muffins and cupcakes. So that's her like main thing. Let me see here. I don't think I have a container. Oh, I know what I can do too. This is what you do when you don't know where the hell all your shit is. Well, it's not you don't know where all your shit is. It's that it's not all necessarily clean. But you want to salvage something. Just take this steak here, put her in a Ziploc bag, and I can make something else with it later. All right, we're moving on to like the last couple steps. Okay, so we got our steak mountain. I'm going to move you back over here. I wonder if Lewis is still here because I do still see someone else watching besides you, Seth. He probably just can't talk. He's probably enveloped in something. Okay, so there we go. Steak mountain with butter. Back on the metal rack. We're going to put it in there for like another 15 minutes on bake. 450 or 400. Just depends on whatever you're comfortable with because everybody's oven's a little bit different. That one I have no problem with. It doesn't start smoking or anything like that. Let's see. I don't know why I just put that back in there. That's not clean. There we go. There's that. Steak is done. I'm going to clean up. See, what's great about this meal is the last bit of it requires it to go in the oven for a little while longer. So you can go ahead and like do your cleanup while it's still cooking. So that's all cleaned up. I'm going to get rid of this grease from this steak. That's going to go in the dishwasher. If you don't have a George Foreman, but you want to get one, I highly recommend these copper lined ones because they clean up so easy. Like, look how easy this is to clean up. Let me get this stuff out of the side of the sink. All right. So I took the grease tray and I strained it. And I'm just wiping with the paper towel here. I'm wiping the bottom off that ran off of that so that doesn't leak everywhere. And I'm going to take the Foreman and just put it down in the sink. Check this out. Look at it after cooking 3 steaks on it, all right? Well, all I'm going to do is turn on some hot water and blast this copper lining. Not using any soap right now. What was that, like 45 seconds? Look at that. Hot water was enough. Like, there's a dark space there. That's not dirt. That's just where it's been burned in because it's been cooked so many times. So I'm going to take a paper towel here, put this down. Just a tiny bit of soap so we're sterile. And then rub this thing. Drain it off. Voila. Took me 2 minutes to clean. Copper lining. And I always put some paper towel underneath it for next time. That way any grease that gets loose from the grease tray, from the drip tray, lands on that. So I'll back that sucker up back in there and it's good to go for next time. All done. So we're just waiting a few minutes for this, and then we've got 1 step left. Lewis, are you still with us? Are you able to type? Sith, are you still at work? Or are you off? Watching Ruby do chore stream. No, I did all the chores before I started streaming. I was cleaning up the litter box. That's the real nasty one. Hey, it's not bad. Litter box ain't as bad as people think. Where is Porsche? Hold on a second. No, he's in here laying down. No, I'm not gonna bother him. Are you able to come on live with me? Because you can come on here during this last thing and give me the review of what you think. You should have Power Pack on the channel, have everyone wash dishes. I got them here in the building. So this thing is getting there. There is one final step. Still working? Okay. Well, maybe you can come on with me in a little bit if you're up for it. If you can't, I get it. If you got to eat or something, that's all good. But I'm going to do the final step on this in about 5 or so minutes. And then the final step after that, it doesn't take long. It's ready to be eaten. And I'm going to eat some of this in front of everybody. Let's check Instagram while I've been doing all this. Shadow Rabbit mentioned me. That's hilarious. Okay. It's all good, man. That's crazy, though. I don't remember you work. I mean, I guess if you got some crazy stuff going on. But I'm going to go eat, though, with or without you on here. And hopefully, this seems to be about the time that Lewis said that I went live yesterday. 4 p.m. Pacific, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I feel like, I don't know what time you came on with me yesterday. I guess you came on with me at like 6:30, something like that. But it's all good. Don't worry about it. But maybe Wesley or – because I've only been on an hour and a half now, and they spent the first half hour just trying to figure out if anybody was going to jump in. But take a look at that, man. This whole thing, even with me stopping to talk to the camera, this whole thing, prepped from the beginning to end, can be done in an hour. Most of it's just sitting in there. I'm going to go ahead and get my table ready so I can enjoy this. All I need is a paper towel and a fork. No knife required for this meal. So maybe Wesley or Sparks or somebody, if they're available, maybe they'll jump on. I'd like to get it hopping again. That way we can promote PSA. Okay. So this is almost done. All right. Hopefully, even though you're working, you can see this last step. Okay. Take a look at that. It is almost completely done. So the last step, butter is all melted. Everything is cooked. I'm sure the potatoes are pretty crispy right now. All I'm going to do is take, perfect. I didn't realize I still had this. That's great. Sharp tip. Yeah. All right. So I've got shredded sharp cheddar cheese here. And I'm going to coat the entire top layer with shredded cheese. And I have just enough here in this bag to do the job on this one. Pretty sure I don't have to open the other bag. Pretty sure that's it. Should get into the YouTube and IG cooking communities. You know, I don't care, man. Like I don't care what I do on this channel. Like I wanted this channel to be fun from the get-go. And I like to travel some more, so I want that to still be a central focus overall. But yeah, I mean, I like the comics community. I'm digging that. And maybe there's a cooking community that I could tap into a little bit, but I don't cook that much stuff. But, okay. So it should look like this. Maybe even with a little more cheese, honestly. But this is good. Should look like that. Excuse me. Should look like that. So we're going to take it. We're going to turn the oven to broil. And we're going to put this on top, the top shelf. Now, remember the other 2 times I put it on the middle shelf? That's because you're baking. You want to be on the middle shelf. Now, this just needs to be on here a couple minutes. It doesn't take long. Because most cost people aren't into cooking as much, but you get those people into this subject matter. I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, this isn't meant to be for the comics community any more than my travel stuff is. But I just don't care so much about. I don't care, honestly, and like I said, this is with all due respect and love to the comics community. I don't care so much to do stuff for, like, when I say for, I mean, like, I'm here doing it because of the comics community. If the comics community people gather around it and like it, like they have been, that's awesome. And I want to gather around and like the stuff that they do that I enjoy. But this channel was never meant for something like that, so I don't intend for it to be just for that. It's cool whenever there's crossover. I love that. Well, just like the wrestling thing. I actually wanted to do a 1-year anniversary of AEW wrestling review back in August, and then other stuff got in the way and I never got to do it. So it's cool that I got people like Johnny and Hyper that I can do that kind of stuff with, because I met them from the comics community, but that's pretty unrelated. So who knows? Maybe if Lewis is not busy sometimes, since he says he does do some cooking, maybe Lewis can jump on here and we can cook something together sometime. I don't know. He said get together and barbecue sometime. So, yep. Yeah, I don't plan on like cooking all the time on here. This was just something to experiment, just to see who would show up. Like yesterday, I didn't even announce it at all. Yesterday, I just went live, and I'm actually amazed at how many people showed up yesterday. I think I had more people. Actually, I've already had more people watch that video than I had watched the wrestling video. And that one was advertised for. Here's Louisiana Supreme. Liz uses this a lot. Yeah, you recommended Century TMC to me before. I have him. I've done a little tiny bit of back and forth with him on IG. Hey, there's someone else watching now. Jay Green, what's up, man? Guys, Jay Green is my boss. All right. He's played D&D with me once before, but he's my boss, and he probably just got home from picking his kids up. And so, Justin, I've got a couple people watching live. There was a couple other people earlier. One of them's a guy I know. I don't know who the other one was, but I'm just showing how to make the Steak Mountain casserole. So I figured, what the hell, I'd go live and show how to do it. I'm at the end of it now. Do you want to see what you never got to see what it? Now, Justin's actually had this meal. So he can tell you what he thinks of it. But it's done. So let's get this guy out here. Justin's never seen what it looks like still in the pan. So that is what it looks like in the pan finished. I don't want to tilt it too much because it's melted cheese. Let me hover over it. Steak Mountain casserole, finished. Let's see. That's a good look at it right there. Hopefully, Lewis will see that in a minute. Now I'm gonna get some out here. Kids are watching as well. What's up, Jameson, Stella? So this is a meal served in bowl. Post that on IG. Yeah, I'll have to get up a screen grab from that and post that on there. And then tag it with a bunch of food things. Oh, I don't have a clean scooper, do I? Let me clean my scooper real quick, my ladle. I need to get another ladle. I have more than one spatula. I don't have more than one ladle. There we go. Forgot I had that over there. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to give myself a little scoop here. So it does fall apart when you start scooping it. So you want to make sure that you get everything all the way down because you want the full flavor of it. It smells awesome. I'm smelling that, that buttery seasoning I use. I'm smelling that like a lot right now. And I do smell the bacon in there a little bit, even though that's not a predominant thing. All right. So there is first helping. I'm going to move over here. Turn that off. Talk a little more in person. All right. There we go. Justin, do you want to drop in the chat what you think of Steak Mountain? I already know one thing you're going to say. Some of the potato. I'll be honest. This potato should have cooked a little bit longer. It should have some crunch to it, but it's still a little bit of raw potato in there. But it's still good. So this is not the best time I've ever made this, but it's hard to mess this up. Like if you follow the directions that I just gave, it's the same time, obviously. I wonder what Sparks is up to. Or Nola. I bet you Nola does some cooking, being a single guy like he is. Is Lewis still here? Or it was great. She seems looking for low carb mashed potatoes. Oh yeah. So basically, Justin has to watch his carbs. So he tried a potato just to try it, but he can't have like the whole potato. So he can have like the steak forest. No, so it's very filling. When I get done with this, I'm going to put the rest in Tupperware so Liz can have some later. I don't know, I give some to my upstairs tenant. Actually, I'm going to put it back in the oven so it can cook a little bit longer because of the potatoes. But overall, this is awesome. What cheese is in there? It's sharp cheddar from Aldi. Their brand shredded cheese is just fine. Another reason these potatoes I don't think cook as good as they could have is because if you remember at the beginning of the video, I had full whole potatoes and I forgot to buy baby potatoes this time. So I'm used to cutting the potatoes into much smaller slices, but it was just getting too tedious. Sparks is showing. Is he really? Or are you just joking? I think you're joking. Hey, Porsche. Porsche. I think you're joking about Sparks, but because if he was showing books, we could have done this together. This is not like an official show, man. I could just be cooking in the background while he's throwing books up the whole time. So, yeah. So, now's a good time to mention that Sith Lordly will be doing his PSA tendency shows in about an hour and 10 minutes. This is the pregame for that. I guess I'll be on there if you want me on there. Liz ain't coming home till later because she's going to the gym, man. I just don't have any cards to open. I tried. Justin, if you're still there, I went to the comic shop and I went to one of the game shops. No cards. There's some Magic the Gathering cards and some single Pokemon cards. No basketball, no football, no baseball, no hockey, no unopened Pokemon, no no Street Fighter. I specifically asked about Street Fighter. They do not have them. What do you have to open? I saw you got a mail call. What are you opening? Come on, Porsche. What are you doing? That's funny. I did show the cast iron earlier, and there's a guy in here, Lewis Shadow Rabbit. He wants to do some barbecuing together sometime. He's a guy from one of our. He's actually the guy that made the clay stuff. And if you were saying, like, if you ever felt the need to drop some serious money on a Bigfoot statue, he could do that for you. But yeah, he was in here earlier. Got a few nice PS18 cards. Nothing to open though. Oh, you got okay. I see NBA and NHL packs. Okay. Porsche's good, kitty. Look how tall he is. He's sitting straight up. This is super good. Like I said, the potatoes are about 90% of what I wanted them to be. But it's super good. You know, the PSA thing always makes me think of PGA. You think they have PGA Tour cards? I mean, they probably do. You would probably know. But. You gotta go? Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow. Lewis. Oh, he's lurking. Okay. I figured you were, but I figured you gotta do that. I get it, man. I get it. Like, don't ever feel bad about having to drop like that. And by the way, you probably just heard me talk to my boss. That was my boss just talking a minute ago. He would want to do it all the way if he bought a Bigfoot figure from you. I mentioned that. But, like, it's not a guarantee that he will, but it's also not a guarantee that he won't because he's really on the fence. He's like, if I do it, I want to go all in. Like, I want him to do, like, bam, $150, $200 piece, right? But, he's in the wings. Maybe he'll do it sometime. I didn't really want to turn into an eating stream. That's why I was hoping somebody else would have jumped on with me. Because then I could have ate while they were doing something. But I haven't ate much today. This guy at work bought us all a bunch of Jimmy John's. He does that from time to time. My sandwich was okay, and I don't even like Jimmy John's very much. My sandwich is okay. My boss and coworker, theirs was bombed like no other. They hated it so much. It was a free sandwich, and they still called the company to complain. That's how bad that sandwich was. So, Lewis, if you can't answer right now, that's all good. But, there you are. Yeah, he wants Harry Old Fat Guy Skull. Yeah. I don't know if you can answer now because you're busy, but I hope you got to see the finished product. If not, I'm going to post it on IG whenever I get a screenshot of it. But I hope you got to see what it looked like after all that. It is super tasty. I'll tell you that. I'm going to see what's going on IG right now. Oh, I see your Connor McDavid here. Yeah, it's tight, man. And like I said, if you like to do it the way my wife does, add a little hot sauce, some Louisiana Supreme or some Frank's, and make it a forest fire for the green beans. Let me get the hell's that? Let me get some more drink here, guys. And actually, I'm gonna get some more of this food whenever that thing goes off. All right, I'm going to pull a Phil. Hey, there's 4 people watching all of a sudden. How about that? We went from 2 for like an hour and a half to like 4. I'm going to pull a Phil. In the chat, tell me your favorite kind of shredded cheese. I've really been on this spicy cheddar that we've been putting in our chili. That's not what I put in this. It was just sharp cheddar. Get the hell out of that. You don't even want to eat that. Stop that. You don't even want that. You just want to smell it. But yeah, I'm on the oh, it's Liz. What's up? How can you even get on? You probably can't hear me because you're at work. So I showed off the steak mountain. The potatoes did not cook as much as I wanted them to. Probably because I used a full-size potatoes and didn't dice them as small as I normally do. And also because I was just a little distracted by the chat. I probably didn't think straight about cooking them. But I mean, they're good. It's not all the way. They should have a tiny bit of crunch to them, but they shouldn't be that crunchy. So anyway, Lewis, Sith, whoever else is still here, what's your favorite kind of shredded cheese? Well, thank you for dropping by. Food will be ready when you get home. Four people again. Who else is here? It's got to be somebody from the community. Wesley, what's up, man? Yeah, I just did a full-blown meal that I cooked. I don't know if you saw any of it. You probably didn't. It's cleaning me out, though, the sinus-wise. It's not even spicy. It's just seasoned. What are you doing? Okay, that dinged. I'm going to take you guys back over here. Let me get that up here so you don't like. Well, let me put it here. Cheddar Jack for sure. Yeah, that you like that stuff that I've been getting you. That spicy that we've been putting on the chili has been awesome. Okay. Let's hope that little bit of edge there was enough to finish off the potatoes. I'm going to try a little bit more. Hey, Wesley, you want to jump on here with me if you're not doing anything? Okay. I think that'll do it. That's pretty much all I want. Now I gotta put the rest of it in some Tupperware. Oh man. That did it. The potatoes are better now. That did it. You might be busy, Wesley. I know. It's all good. But I want you to tell me your favorite type of shredded cheese. Lewis is feeding kids, and Sith is working on God knows what. So they can hear us or hear me, but they can't type long enough to tell me what kind of shredded cheese they like. Oh, you can say what's up. You can say what's up, Sith, but you can't tell me what kind of shredded cheese you like. Or maybe you don't like shredded cheese and you're afraid to admit it. That turned out the bomb, man. That is the bomb. It's actually better now than it was for sure. See, look at this potato. See? That's about how big it should be. Slightly bigger than I normally do it. You like all cheese, don't remember. That's hilarious. I mean, yeah, you're right, but if you get the right kind of shredded cheese, they work just right for the thing you want it. Like Fiesta Blend is perfect for making fajitas at home. The spicy one that Liz mentioned a little bit ago is perfect for chili. Sharp cheddar is perfect for this meal here that I just made. But yeah, look at that potato. Look at that. See? You want it to be a little bit crisp. You don't want it to just melt like a baked potato. But you don't want it crunchy like I had it earlier. And look at this. Look at this, guys. Steak, green bean, cheese, bacon, and potato all on one. That's why I like this meal. Yeah, man, we're getting, 2 or 3 more inches right now. I've actually slowed down here. I don't think it's still a little bit outside, but not bad. Lucerne, like that's like a freaking model of Buick. She buys Buick brand cheese. Dude, I've never seen this happen before. I have never gotten green bean that had the stem in it. That came out of a can of green beans, guys. That's a straight up stem. Yeah, Sith. We definitely want to come to that wedding when it happens. You need to have a straight up you guys should have it like this. Instead of doing bride side, groom side, you should have family, comics community. How awesome would that be, man? You just got your folks and your stepmom and brother or whatever over here. And then you got Kara's parents over there. And then on the other side, you just got straight up hairy old fat guy sitting there next to Lewis. A couple rows back from him is Phil. Sparks is back there showing books. I'm sorry, that is hilarious. Oh man. Wonder who's still here. It says there's 3 people watching. Dude, that is just hilarious. Oh man. And over here in the front row, we've got Azor's Tiger and we've got Al Noir. And then in the back row here, we have Sparks showing books and Caroline's here. And yeah, and then we've got Team Nerd Herd and SCG's here, Southern Comic Geek. And everybody's just in suits and dresses and stuff on that side. They're all comics community people. I hear you, Seth. Oh, man. That is fun. I know you're not likely to do that, but if you did that, would the butcher be allowed there? If you did that, if you had a full-blown side where it's all comics community people and you got all the core people you wanted, would the butcher even be allowed in the building? I'm going to assume that Lewis is here and can't talk. That's all good. And I know you're still here. I think Liz is still here, but I think she had to go. I don't know what happened to Wesley. We got 50 minutes until PSA. Okay, thanks. Love you too. I'll see you in a bit. A couple hours. He wrecked the wings. Yeah. You'd have to take it down. Get cease and desist orders on your freaking wedding. Well, whoever happens to be here, if I'm still going, if it goes down to 0, then I guess I'll jump off. But if there's still people coming on my stream, I'm gonna lead into PSA, and I'll jump on there with you. I'm sorry, that whole scenario is just hilarious. I'm getting pretty full, man. Like I said, this is really filling, and I only ate as much as I did because I haven't ate that much today. Mexican cheese. Yes, comic book wedding. Poor Sparks in his books. Butcher for passion. Lewis just got like all the answers and all the input for the last 20 minutes like in one go. I love it. I understand, man. You got to take care of them kids. I mean, that's all good. I'm just glad to have you as part of the community. I'm glad you're still making time for yourself and for this whole thing. Butch is allowed at the bachelor party, just not allowed at the actual wedding. You know that had to have happened somewhere before. Somebody has had to have been allowed to go to a bachelor party, but not a wedding. My grandpa used to be friends with this guy that my grandma used to say that when he comes to town, because my grandpa worked on a riverboat, so he knew all these people from all the way down the Mississippi and the Missouri rivers. People he worked with, people he used to know, all that kind of stuff. So when this guy used to come visit, his name was Larry Arsenault. Okay. My grandma used to say, we make sure that her mom, my great grandma, we make sure that they don't get together. Because I guess one time back in like the 80s or something, Larry Arsenault was there and she just did not like his attitude and the way he talked and stuff. And so she would like start in on it. And she's like, my grandma was like, I make sure that them two don't get together very often. And there was this one time shortly after that was mentioned, somebody said something about Larry Arsenault. It's like, yeah, we're gonna do something with Larry Arsenault. Larry Arsenault is gonna be there, something like that. My great grandma just chimes in, Larry Arsenault's a son of a bitch. Like she hadn't even seen the guy in years, and she just made that little comment. She's probably about 90, 92 at the time. Larry Arsenault is a son of a bitch. All right, I'm gonna move you guys back over here with me, and I'm gonna do the cooking version of bagging and boarding. Clean this out here. Cooking version of bagging and boarding, where I take a big old Tupperware container and fill it with food. I don't know if anybody else is going to jump on. I didn't know what to expect, though. Like I said, yesterday I didn't know what to expect. Wrestling stream didn't know what to expect. Oh, shit. Okay, just about got all this. So this makes quite a bit, and it's not super expensive. I mean, I think the steaks at Aldi were like $5 or $6 for those 3 steaks, for the round steak. You know, a couple of potatoes, a can of green beans, like 60 cents. A little bit of butter, that ain't expensive. And then the seasonings, bacon and cheese. Steak mountain casserole. Look how much is left. I had 2 moderate-sized servings. There's still all that left. So Liz is going to come home, and she's going to have some. And I have a duplex here, and I rent out the top unit, and I usually give that guy some food sometime. So I'm going to give the rest, whatever Liz doesn't eat, to him. I might have 1 more serving out of it. So, yeah, there we go. What is up, Sean? Yeah, I just finished it and ate my servings and then packed up the rest. If you want to see what it looks like fresh out of the oven, you should rewind back real quick to about 20 or 30 minutes ago, maybe. Let me just get this all rinsed off and I'll come back and give some more attention. And basically, everything that's not going in the dishwasher is already picked up because the last step of this thing gives you enough time to clean up because it has to broil the cheese. Yo, boys, got about to see a PSA. Yeah, man, see ya. Lewis, thanks for hanging out and checking everything out. I'm going to go get set up at my PSA station. Let me go ahead and set you up here. And maybe I can show off a few things too. Let's go ahead and get this lighting rig on. Porsche wants a treat, so I'm going to grab him a treat and run to the bathroom real quick. I'm coming back. Hang on a second. Anybody still there? Very makeshift thing. Let's see what we got here. See you then. Okay, you just saying bye to Lewis. Hey, are you still here, Sean? If you're not busy, you can hop on here with me for a little bit. Come here, Porsche. Come on. Good boy. I got another one for you, too, when you get done with that. Yeah. Do you want to hop on here? Let me put the link in. Let's see. There you go. Good Porsche. Good boy. He knows how to give kisses for his treats. When I feel the cold wetness of his nose, that's when he knows he gets the treat. Yeah, hopefully you can jump on here and you can help me lead into PSA for Sith. If anyone else jumps on here. It might just be you and me talking if you jump on here. Are you serious? That's the link. Oh, there needs to be a /. Damn it. See, I have to type it because I can't freaking I can't copy paste on this computer. I don't know why. There needs to be a / in there. Okay, this should work. Let me know if it doesn't. Porsche. Good boy. Awesome. We got Sean Miller up in here. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, thanks for dropping. Let me turn this volume down so it's not an echo. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I just got to grab my headphones. Just give me a moment here.
Yeah, no problem. I should probably get something like that too sometime.
Oh, let's just do it this way so I'm not running out to the car. Oh, yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Cool.
Hey.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming in.
Oh. There we go.
All good?
Oh, yeah, we're great now.
Awesome. Yeah. Kitty just joined me.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
He's a big old kitty, ain't he?
Yeah. Had my dog barking at me there for a minute.
He's getting ready to turn 4 in May. We adopted him last June.
I just love animals, period.
Oh yeah, me too.
So yeah, I have my current dog that I have now. Then before her, I had an English Mastiff. He was a big boy though. He was over 200. Skunk, a beaver, 4 cats, a couple dogs when I was a kid.
Yeah. See, the cool thing about cats is that you can have a lot of them and it doesn't really disrupt. You know what I mean? Like having 1 isn't much different than having 2, and or having 3 isn't much different than You know what I'm saying? Like, I just have the 1, but
yeah, until you get up there, like 5, 6, 8, 10, 20.
You better be on a farm at that point,
Oh yeah, bro.
Like, I'm just talking about if you live, like, I just have this one, I've had 2 at a time before. I've had 2 cats and a dog at the same time, but oh, that's awesome when you got 2 cats and a chihuahua, and the cats are always beating up the chihuahua. It's awesome.
Cats beat up my 80-pound dog.
Yeah, people don't understand that. People get this weird conception in their head that like all cats are scared of dogs and all dogs are vicious against cats. It's really quite the opposite in almost every situation.
That's no joke. Eat on that's
yeah.
And she keeps coming back for more. To the same cat. She'll go back for more. She's a glutton.
So this is hilarious, man. This is really just you and me right now. I didn't expect a ton of people to come on, really. I just wanted to see what would happen.
I was just out running around. Unfortunately, the vet office, you can't actually go in and take your pet in there and do it. You have to do drop-offs for everything.
We ran into that with him back in December.
Yeah. So I just dropped her off. Had to go over and
we took him in, right? And it's this place called the Cat Hospital. And it was his first time going there. He'd been to vets before from the people we adopted him from. We adopted him from a cat cafe that gets their cats all from rescues.
Oh, and, there you go.
So he'd been to a vet before, but we just out of the blue took him basically one day in his carrier, which you'd only been to the carrier a handful of times before. Take him there, vet assistant comes out, gets him, takes him in. We sit in the car. 20, 30 minutes later, he comes out with the vet. The vet talks to us. He's like, what the hell was that? Like, he basically was just like, what just happened? Like, I don't even understand.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good boy, though.
I just take her to Banfield. I have the insurance plan for her and everything. Just pay that and deal with it that way. That way, it's just less headache. Takes care of all of her shots, her normal pet visits and everything, and then I don't have to worry about it. So much easier.
So what'd you think about the idea of just doing an impromptu cook thing? Like, it's not something I plan on doing all the time, but
it was cool though.
Yeah. My channel has always been about just doing what I feel like, because the travel is because that's like my favorite thing. Root beer is my second favorite thing, but the root beer part of my channel was always supposed to be like everything that I like. Like if it's like a video game or a product review or comics, whatever. Yeah. Like that's like that portion of my channel. So I just wanted to try something different. And I figured that's my favorite recipe I've ever created. So I figured I'd start with that.
See, I do a lot. I love to cook. I don't do it that often because it's just me. And every so often when there's extra, she gets the extra. But I love to cook.
Oh, I love to. Awesome.
Freaking I was making kids mouth water on their Power Pack show Sunday. Send him a pic of pulled pork. I do pulled pork and I just do it in the oven. Hey Wesley, what's going on,
what's up,
man?
Wes?
But I just do it in the oven because of course I'm in an apartment. But it's like 9 hours of cooking for like 8-9 pound roast, and just shredding it up and everything takes like
Do you have a slow cooker?
I sure do, but I won't use it for pulled pork.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was going to say, if you wanted to just play around sometime, just experiment, something I did a couple times, and I need to do this again, is I use a slow cooker with pulled pork in Dr. Pepper, and I let that go slow for about 4 hours.
Okay. Yeah, see, no, what I actually do is I'll take a glass casserole dish, and I'll go and set it on like a screen. It's typically you use it for cooling cookies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll set it on that inside the glass casserole dish, and I'll just slow cook it at like 240 for like 5 hours.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. It'll be real tender.
Yeah, and you can actually smoke in an oven. Not many people realize that you can actually do it, but you could smoke in an oven. Huh. All you have to do is just go and get the wood planks, and if you just if you put your food on the bottom rack, and you try to get another rack up there above your food, and you sit that wood plank on that upper rack, you got to constantly keep that plank moist, though. But yeah, you can smoke real easy in an oven.
You know, one of my favorite YouTube channels that I discovered last year is have you ever heard of Cowboy Rollins?
No, I have not.
Oh, he is by far my favorite cooking channel on YouTube. It's this guy in Oklahoma, big, tall, probably 60-year-old man with a cowboy hat and a handlebar mustache. Yeah. And he used to be a cook for a rodeo show.
Okay.
So he used to travel around with the rodeo people, and he cooked for them. Well, him and his wife got the idea of making a YouTube cooking show maybe 8-9 years ago. And it wasn't until about 3 years ago, I guess, that it blew up. And they sell cookbooks now. They go out and do events with people.
Yeah.
But his show is so awesome, man. He did this one that was just amazing. It was a Big Mac cowboy style is what he called it. So he recreated the Big Mac, but made it cowboy style, where it was like a lot bigger. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. There's I seen you have those YouTube short videos, which is basically like somebody uploading their TikTok video stuff to YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
They have it with the IG and stuff too. But there's some cook, and he's always doing like steaks and stuff like that. Real flamboyant, and you see him up here throwing salt on the steak like this.
Yeah.
Real flamboyant guy. I watched one of his video things, and Gordon Ramsay actually threw up like a TikTok type video reviewing his steak, because he looked at the steak and stuff like that, and he's like, just totally destroyed this dude. Like, not a single comment was like positive.
Damn.
He's like, I don't know what you're doing. That is not a steak. That is not how you cook it. That's not even medium rare. I don't know what I don't know what you're trying to get away with here. You're all show, and your food looks nasty. It was funny. And then I seen a few videos like that. There was another guy that tried to do some like take on a beef Wellington thing, but it was like some steak that he did on a grill and everything. He cuts it open and stuff, and he shows it and presents it and everything. Ramsay did a review on that too with one of those little videos, and ripped him to shreds too. He's like, I don't know why you would do this, or what would possess you to try to cook and do some kind of steak Wellington mashup thing that you're doing, but you need to stop. I seriously hope you're not feeding anybody else this food, because what I'm seeing, there's no possible way somebody can eat that food without getting sick.
Yeah. I never really paid much attention to Gordon Ramsay or really appreciated him until about 2 years ago. It was right around the time we were moving in this house. And I started catching some of his videos, and I thought, oh, man, I get this now. Like, I understand what he's doing. The one where this restaurant hired him to fix their menu, right? Yeah. And he had the restaurant owner had a great chef who he said, look, I want you to make me a burger, and I want the owner to make me a burger. And
I saw that one.
Yeah,
and all his.
And you know what he said? He said, "This is Kobe beef," and he goes, "Oh, you think because it's Kobe beef that's going to make a burger? You have no strategy here at all." He tried the chef's burger, and he took
it was raw in the center from the owner. The owner had raw in the center, right? On that burger.
It was terrible. He took one bite of the head chef's burger, and he goes, "Fantastic!" without even taking another bite. 9 out of 10 burger right there. Not maybe even 9.5. That's what he said.
And he said I would have this in my restaurant.
Yeah. Wesley's saying Ramsay seems to be over the top with his insults. Yeah, that's a little bit played up for the show, but his what he's getting at is I understand. Like, I totally get what he's getting at.
Yeah, the Hell's Kitchen stuff's a little played up with the anger and stuff like that, and some of that's for show. But there, you can tell the times on that Hell's Kitchen show when he's not ramping it up for the TV.
Oh yeah, when he's genuinely disgusting.
Oh my God.
While I got you here, we'll get off the subject of food, because that's been the whole thing. We got about 30 minutes until PSA tendencies come on. There's been something I've actually wanted to talk to you about the first time I get a chance to go one-on-one with you. Because whenever you were on Sparks' show the other week, you said the thing about how you can't get into any anime, right? Mm-hmm. I think I can actually change that.
I highly doubt that you will.
I think I can. I think I can make. Okay. Let me tell you why. All right. So I'm in my early 30s, right? But I grew up with a few anime. There was some in the late 90s and early 2000s I liked. Okay, right. But I actually didn't start liking anime, and I don't like it all. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like 80% of it. All right, but I didn't actually start liking it until like as an art form, like as its own medium. Mm-hmm. I didn't start liking it until I was in my mid to late 20s when I actually went to Japan. I've been to Japan twice. Yeah, and actually, so first of all, this right here, that book there.
Yep, I see that up.
Yeah, that's a manga book. Okay, that's a special edition volume 1 of that. I actually didn't buy that when I was in Japan. My one of my best friends that lives in Japan, he actually picked that up for me the first time he went. So this was even because he knew that was one of the few animes that I did like. So that's called Rurouni Kenshin. That is actually one that I would recommend to you, but I'm not going to, because I want to recommend something to you that's super easy and digestible to watch, that like you'll be done with it in less than a week. It's only, I think it's only 22 episodes long.
One question then.
Okay.
Is it in English?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then I might actually try it out.
So check this out, man. So I have no problem with subtitled stuff, but I don't like it either, really, because I want to enjoy what I'm looking at.
Exactly.
That's my issue, and honestly, that held me back. You heard me mention on my RPG show that I was held off from RPGs for so long because I thought it was overly complicated.
Yeah.
But then I found out I was wrong about that, right? And I missed so many good years of playing RPGs with people.
It's so unbelievably simple.
Yes.
I think the biggest thing that people are turned off with any type of tabletop RPG is the fact of the time, if you're really going to get into it, is the time it takes you to get started.
Yep.
You know, with a little bit of a backstory, you know, getting your character sheet developed and everything like that. That's the only time-consuming thing. After that, I mean, you spend a half an hour doing that, maybe 45 minutes max, if you're having troubles with the backstory for yourself.
So
Outside of that, it's just do it, and then you're just golden. You just go, 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 go.
So the same thing with anime. I felt like I missed so long of not enjoying tabletop roleplay because of that. Anime, because of what you just said. When you said that, I instantly thought, even though this dude's older than me, he's not too far off from how I felt about it. Like, because that was exactly what held me back. So if you can watch, if you can get past the subtitle one, see, because here's the problem, okay? It's not just subtitled that holds me back. The dub has to be good, right? Like, it has to be a good quality English dub.
Yeah. If I can understand every word you're saying, we're golden.
And not just that, though. I mean, it has to be well acted. Like, there's actually anime. There's one anime. I won't get into that right now because that's a whole other can of worms. But there's an anime that I actually liked that had a bad dub, but they redubbed it after 20 years of people saying that's a bad dub. 20 years of people saying it's a bad dub. They redubbed it with all new actors and everything. Yeah. And I actually like it better now than I ever did because they fixed it. But so this here, I would point you to, if you came out on the other side and took me up on at least one of my recommendations, there's one in particular, but there are other ones that I could give to.
Okay, now would you consider Sailor Moon anime?
Sailor Moon was the one I was just talking about with the bad dub.
I've caught a bit of Sailor Moon.
I wasn't going to go with. I wasn't going to go there because that's a whole other can of worms of why I like it. But my wife likes it too. We actually watch it together. But but the original, what you're talking about, you probably watched the old dub. It is
from the 90s. Yeah.
Yes, it's terrible. They even messed the show. They chopped it up. But it's such a hit show that well, what's interesting about that show is the creator of that series married the creator of another kick-ass series. So like that's so funny that they're together. But
I don't even get into like manga type anime either. Like Yon Flux.
Yon Flux is pretty good, but okay. So anyway, so here's what I want you to do. All right, and maybe if you can't find this or whatever, if you can't find it, I might A-OK you this. I don't have one here, but do you use DVD or Blu-ray or anything?
Yeah, but I could find it on the internet easy.
Okay, but you want to watch the English dub. Okay, so here's the thing. I want you to look it up now and bookmark it so you know what you're looking for.
Oh, I've already got a new tab opened on my window ready to go to type it in and leave it there.
I want you to look up Steins Gate. STEINS space Gate. And don't watch Steins Gate 0.
Okay, I was just going to ask you which one because I saw two, the Steins Gate and then the 0.
Okay, I haven't watched 0 yet myself. It's a prequel that they made after, but I have heard it's good, okay?
Okay.
So let me just tell you a little bit here. Steins Gate, I think, is 22 or 23 episodes long, something like that.
Oh, we're golden. It's on Hulu. I have Hulu.
Okay. Oh, it is? Really? Okay, at minimum, I want you to watch the first couple episodes. Actually, I think, honestly, since it's so short, you should, if you're going to be a bro about it, go ahead and give it a good shot, okay? But this is an anime that when I watched the first episode, me and Liz, my wife, we get into these animes, right? And if we don't like the first episode, we don't cut it off there. We go ahead and watch at least 2, 3, and sometimes up to 5.
Yeah.
Because of what I'm about to tell you about this show. The first episode, I thought, it's kind of interesting, but I just think we're going to cut this show off.
You give it the Donny Cates experience.
Yeah, totally felt different after the 3rd and 4th episode.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, though, man. The first episode is the worst dubbed one, too. That's the worst thing about it. When I was watching it, I thought, man, the way the lead voice actor is doing this, it seems so choppy and forced that it just seemed like he didn't like doing it. I felt completely different by the end of the series. I was like, that dude's into his role. But so I'll tell you a little bit about what it's about, though. Are you familiar with the conspiracy theory about John Titor, the time traveler? Remember
Possibly.
that? In the early 2000s, it was like all over a bunch of internet forums.
Did they do that movie based on his? Didn't he put in some kind of like newspaper ad or something like that too? And then later on, they ended up doing a movie based on just that that newspaper ad or something like that?
I don't know if they did a movie. They probably did, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like so as far as we know, all right, as far as we know, there's no such thing as John Teeter, right? As far as we know, that this is just somebody who got on the internet and claimed that's their name, and they said they traveled in time from like 2060 or something like that back to present day. And sorry, that's not true. He actually said on the forum that he was traveling back to the early 80s to pick up a specific model of an IBM computer because they needed it in the future to translate some kind of code. And he stopped it by in the early 2000s to just get on internet because he knew it was the dawn of internet forums and stuff. And he got on there just to talk about things, if that were to believe any of this, right? Well, anyway, so the anime Steins Gate, that is a subplot of the story, but it's not the main thing. All right. I can't say anything else about it because it ruins a major hook that comes into the end of the show. So that's all I can say about the John Teeter thing.
Okay.
But the show itself is about a guy. He's in Japan and he's a scientist, right? But he's really full of himself. He's actually smart, but he thinks he's a very socially awkward person, and he thinks that he's a future mad scientist.
Okay.
Right? So he's smart and he's working on real projects, right? But he's got in his head that he's that one day he's going to be a supervillain. Right? That's what he thinks, right? Yeah. So he's got this little group of people he puts together that help him work on things, and they're a little more socially sane than he is, right?
Okay.
But he basically invents a way to send messages back to his own cell phone from the future.
Wow.
So the first episode is complete nonsense because you don't understand why he's getting these messages, right? But it starts altering things, okay? And eventually it gets to the point where he upgrades the machine to where he's physically he's transposing himself in time and space.
Okay.
And I'll give away one big thing here because this is super cool and this might actually get you interested in it. So he meets this girl, I believe in the second episode, that she is also like a scientist chick, whatever, and she wants on the project, and he lets her on the project. He takes her to his apartment where all his people are there, and they're all working on this stuff together, right? Well, he does something like 2 or 3 episodes after she joined the project. He did something that altered time. Now, whenever he alters time, he gets this intense splitting headache for like 20 seconds. So he gets this crazy headache and the room starts shaking and everything. And he comes back to and he looks around the room. He's like, oh my God, what changed? What changed? Because every time this happened, something changes. Mm-hmm. Well, there's nothing apparent that changed, right? So everybody's back to work. They're like, what happened? He's like, I don't know. And they're like, back to work. And he goes, where did so-and-so go?
And they're like, who?
Nobody in the room knows who the hell he's talking about.
Okay.
Because he altered time to stop him, not intentionally. It just happened that way. He stopped him from ever even he stopped himself from ever even meeting her the week before. So she never ended up joining the project. So no one there. They were all just working together. Didn't even know who he was talking about.
Wow.
So
see the movie that I was thinking of was Safety Not Guaranteed.
I have never heard of that.
It has Aubrey Plaza in it.
Oh.
And it's from like 8-9 years ago. It was nothing that hit theaters or anything. It was like a Sundance film type of release.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting.
But with Steins Gate, though, like I said, this is a really good anime for people who don't generally watch anime, and it's a gateway drug type thing. Like, it really is. I'm not gonna say it's the one that got me full blown into it because I already liked some, but it definitely, when we watched that, we were like, okay, maybe we should check some others out, and that show made us more willing to try other ones, and we did find like a lot more that we liked because of it. I understand that barrier though, but yeah, if you could find A, a dub, B, a good dub, and C, a decent show, then then anime can be very, very good. This one right here is outstanding. But like I said, that's not like a beginner, like someone who's never really watched anime or someone who's tried and didn't like it. Mm-hmm. That one is very good because it's based on an actual historical figure.
Okay.
Yeah. It's embellished to all get. right.
So no surprise there.
But it's awesome how it's embellished, right? I've never even opened that because it's actually in Japanese. It's holographic. And
Shit. Hollow too. Nice.
Yeah. But it's super cool. But anyway, so it's based on this guy who was basically this badass soldier, this badass samurai that named I forget what his he was going by at the time, but what the hell was he going by? Something the Manslayer. Heaton, I think maybe something like that. Something the Manslayer, and he was this badass dude during the rise of the shogunate in Japan back in the mid 1800s, and they said that like he was so badass that he like killed 300 people in a single battle. Like in one single battle, like he just tore through 300 people. All right. But he's going all over the countryside as one of the top soldiers for this army. And one day in the middle of the war, he just said, I'm done. And he just disappeared.
So this is obviously feudal era Japan.
Yeah, it's like 1860, I think, is when the show starts.
Oh, okay. So okay.
Yeah. So he just disappears. All right. So then in the first episode of the show, you get that background, right? First episode of the show, you got this chick that her family taught kendo martial arts with like the wooden sticks, you know? And she was made fun of by everybody for being a woman, but it's because her dad never had a son to carry on the family business. But she taught it and she was good. So she taught that shit or whatever. And she had like students there. Well, one day, Kenshin is his name. He just shows up in town. Batosai, that's what he went by. Batosai the Manslayer. So he just shows up in town. No one's seen this guy for 10 fucking years, right? Mm-hmm. He shows up. He's like 30 years old because I think he was 20 when he walked out on the war. All right. He shows up in town, goes to the school. He's hanging out there and he's looking for room and board. And everybody finds out that he's the Batosai. And he basically, they're like, look, man, we'll put you up if you just like do chores here, like clean the place up, help maybe spar with the students, get them to learn stuff. But check this out. Here's the cool gimmick of the freaking show, or the show and the manga and everything. And this is true about the real guy. During that 10 years, when he walked away from the war, he had a special sword made. You know how katana blades go like this?
Yeah.
He had a katana with a reverse blade. Okay? So the blade was on the back end.
Yeah.
The reason for that is so he could still do combat, defend himself, defend other people, but he would only kill if absolutely necessary.
Gotcha.
So he went for 10 years and never killed anyone.
So what you're saying is that he had the forward cutting edge on the katana was blunted, and he only had one cutting edge on the rear.
Yep.
Gotcha. And is that the one that you're telling me to go and check out?
No, the one I was telling you.
The one that's in the corner then.
Yeah, yeah. So Steins Gate is short and sweet, right? Okay. If you're into sci-fi, if you're into time travel, you know, you can digest that quick, man. You can watch all 22 or 23 episodes like in a week or less, man. Oh, Lewis in the chat.
There we go. He's back.
Yeah, nice. Dude, we're talking about Samurai. So Samurai X was the original.
I'll have to. The one that you're mentioning, this Steins Gate. I'll watch the first. I'll make sure to at least watch the first 5.
Okay.
And if I can get through that, I can almost guarantee you that I'll have the whole 22 or whatever it's done by.
If you get to the 5th episode, here's what I can't promise you'll love it, but I can promise you that if you get to the 5th, you'll be into it enough. You'll want to see how it turns out.
Okay.
And I could foresee this, okay, because almost everyone I've directed to has either loved it or they at least say it's a 7 out of 10. You know, I think you'll feel that way about it. But Lewis in the chat knows exactly what we're talking about. Kenshin. Kenshin is the man, he said.
Now that shit sounds badass.
It is.
Actually, considering you said that it's based on, you know, brief history but embellished. Speaking of that time frame, do you realize that during those years and extending all the way up for the next 100 is the reason why we ended up actually joining World War II?
Yeah, because we helped freaking build them up.
No, we tore Japan apart.
Oh, European.
during through the 1800s.
Yeah.
The
You're talking about
U.S.
capitalism.
what ended up happening is just corrupt government and everything like that. They were still in, the Shogun era.
Yeah, that was this. This is all shogunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. What I was talking about was
we destroyed that
I
way
know,
of
but
life.
about when you get to Teddy Roosevelt era, we built them up. We gave them iron ships and taught them how to build a navy.
Somewhat, yes, but that's one of the main reasons why they sided with Germany, was due to the fact of our support to the Allies, the Allied coalition there throughout World War II.
Yeah.
And then they came after us. And so we were actually the bad guys on that front.
Oh, absolutely. I know what you're saying with that. But so anyway, so as far as this goes, the reason why I didn't put that one up for you first is because even though it's one of my all-time favorites, that's almost 200 episodes.
I wouldn't care at that point.
And it's all really
English?
good. It doesn't ever really get back. Actually, is it 200? It's like 100. I think it's 120. I'd have to go back and look. But Attack on Titan, Lewis, I have never watched. I know people who like it. I used to know some cosplayers. Do not send this guy to watch Attack on Titan. That's not something he can do.
I won't. I've seen a couple episodes. In fact, last year, middle of the year, best friend that I had for like the past 8 years, just recently, him and his family moved up to Wisconsin. Huge in anime. He had like something like 1,000 DVDs that he had in his collection. Tons of anime and everything else. He's like, I'm not moving this. Take it. He forced me to take it. I watched like 2 episodes of like everything he had in there. I was like, nope. I gave it all to a neighbor.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not something that I'm drawn to.
Yeah.
But this right here is the shit, dude. That's one of the best animes I've ever seen.
That I'm gonna end up checking out.
But Steins Gate is a good, like, more modernish, like, because that's an old anime. That anime is from the 90s, dude. But the Steins Gate is, I think that came out like 2011 or 12, I think. And it's more of a modernish take, and the dub is better than anything they've done with Kenshin. And it's just, I don't know. It's a good digestible. It's a good thing to sit somebody down in front of that typically doesn't like anime, and they'll probably end up liking it because it's that damn good.
Yeah.
So definitely give that a try, especially if it's on Hulu. Now, here's the thing: if it's on Hulu, I doubt it has the special last episode, because there's a special last episode that's only available like on the Blu-ray and the DVD. They may have included it on Hulu, but I'll tell you this: if you watch the whole thing and like it, you got to come talk to me about it, and we'll see if you actually saw the real last episode. Because there's an episode that they threw in that doesn't have any relevancy to the main story. It's just total batshit insanity at the end. They just did it just to make a crazy fun episode.
Yeah, I'm actually pulling it up on Hulu right now on the search. They have the Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero.
I haven't seen Steins Gate Zero, but it's a prequel that was made. I think it's a prequel that requires you see the first one because of the time travel aspect.
And season 1, this has 24 episodes.
Okay, it doesn't have the bonus episode. It's 25. There's a 25th episode. You got to go seek elsewhere. So if you watch the first 24 and you really like it, you're gonna want to go watch the 25th because it's insanity.
I'll find it. If I get through all 24, I'll find the 5th.
If you get to the 5th one, you'll probably want to see how it turns out.
Yeah,
I think so. I think it'll be one of those you enjoy enough. Like I'm trying to think of something you can compare that to, like like the Star Wars prequel trilogy, right? Like if you watch episode 1 and you're like, and then episode 2 is like, oh, this is worse than episode 1. You're at least into it enough you want to see 3, right? And episode 3 is awesome.
Yeah.
So
I'm assuming that it's probably going to be something that if I enjoy Doctor Who, I might actually enjoy this.
So I'm actually not a Doctor Who fan, but I will tell you that is absolutely the case. I think Doctor Who fans would love Steins Gate.
then I'll probably actually enjoy it. I love Doctor Who.
Yeah, dude. So, like, because it's such a short show, the way anime normally works is there's usually a story arc that goes anywhere from like 8 to 10 episodes up to like 30 or 40 episodes. But because it's 22 episodes long, there's story arcs that only last 3 or 4 episodes. So it's like as soon as like he solves a dilemma, another dilemma pops up, and he's like, "Shit!"
So
really
basically, it's like the story arcs is like the little, just the little jumps that he does in time to make one little correction.
Yep.
Okay.
And then like I don't want to ruin it. I want you to get the full experience. But there's one thing that I think happens in those first 5 or 6 episodes. There's like one thing that's like, if you can get to that, you'd be like, "This is good writing." That's what you'll do. You're like, that is very well written. All right. So we got about 3 minutes here before we got to go over to PSA. Let me see if Sith sent me the link. What's that?
Oh, let's make the jump then. I'll definitely be in the chat over there.
Yeah.
I actually threw on the hat just in the case Sith was actually in the chat.
Oh, he was, and he left right around the time you came in.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Did he send me the link? Awesome random show again. Yeah, you missed most of it.
I missed most of it myself too, running around.
Okay, he sent me a link. I'm going to drop it in the chat so everybody here can go over. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to drop the link.
That's a StreamYard link.
Oh, I don't have the link to his video. And is there any chance?
I have it all on. Let me see here.
Can you drop it in the chat for everyone? Is that possible?
Yeah, I'm going to try to find it here. Go to another YouTube.
Let me get this up so I can go over his quickly.
If I can find it here. Here we go. Here is the link to his channel.
Okay. Anybody that's watching, and I do see there are a few. I think it's just Lewis and Wesley, which I already know to go over there. But is it letting you send it?
I just copy pasted the link to the actual channel so they can go and subscribe and then right into the live chat if it's open there. Okay. So that should work.
Man. Well, with that said, I'm going to go join him.
I'm going to end up doing that myself too.
All right. Well, I will see you around. Thanks for doing this. We'll jump on here again sometime. Yeah. I hope you end up liking it. I think no matter what you're going to say, it's a 7 out of 10. But you might like it a lot more, especially since you like Doctor Who. So yeah. You might like it more than me. I don't know. I think it's.
I'm gonna give it a try. Don't get me wrong. I can't stand anime. I absolutely freaking hate it to no extent
because it's all about finding the right ones.
Yeah, I'm also willing to give something new a shot.
See, and that's how I was with it. Like I said, 80% of them I don't like. No. That one is in the 20%. That one is. Some of the other ones I've got over here on the wall. I've got one over there. Steins Gate. All right, I got a jet.
Yep. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming.